All right, guys, really excited to have HRVizak here. I would say he's the resident expert here on the Champions League Stadium because he does those awesome Champions League prediction videos. How are you feeling today, Izak?
Hey, thanks, man. I'm feeling good. The Champions League predictions sometimes don't pan out right, but I think we can create a very solid stadium here. I mean, that picture that we're thinking of is glorious. It's a shame it's not real. So let's try to make the best out of it.
We're making the best we can out of it. So let's get started. The stadium exterior here, we'll describe like what it looks like. You've seen the pictures. It's epic. It's incredible. There's also that like nice little dome. That's a given. That's how it looks. We already know about that, but we're going to create everything else. And we're going to start with the dressing room. So Izak, what do you think about the dressing room? What should the Champions League Stadium, if it was to exist in real life, what would the dressing room look like? Describe it to me.
It's got to keep that Champions League theme. So I would say in terms of the lighting, you got to have it exactly the same as those lights that are surrounding the dome, if you can. And then maybe some more Champions League ball artwork like on the walls as well.
Yeah.
What else?
I'm thinking almost you walk in, the lighting is the same, maybe a big star in the middle. Like the Champions League.
Yes.
In the center. I'm thinking of the kits of some of the world's greatest players, maybe the best 11 all-time Champions League, which that could be a separate episode.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, in the dressing room. And maybe a legendary players there to greet us, as we walk in.
Oh, yeah. Every Champions League final, you got to have somebody.
If you could pick any player to be sitting in the locker room when we walk in, I'll put him in the locker room right now. What player would you want there to greet us as we're doing our stadium tour?
Luka Modric.
Okay, he's in there.
100%.
So, I'm thinking the same lighting, star in the middle, best Champions League players there are, maybe even like a star up top or something, kind of mirroring.
Or maybe... I don't know how it would look on AI, but if you were to have like almost like a disco ball of the Champions League ball, and then like the lights are the stars, you know what I mean?
Oh, it's like projecting everywhere.
Yeah.
It's playing the Champions League theme song like nonstop, 24/7. Which is
my gosh,
kind of torturous, but that's what's going on.
I can't tell if that would be awesome or annoying.
We might leave that out. From there, obviously, we're in the players' tunnel. We're walking down. Describe to me what that should look like, the players' tunnel walking out to the pitch.
I definitely think some overhead lights. Again, I know I'm repetitive, but it's Champions League themed, so it has to be, some glowing lights on the top that are kind of reflecting of those Champions League stars on the ball, maybe like panning and like moving along with it,
Yeah.
So that would be kind of like light blue, and then overall the tunnel could be kind of like some dark blue color or navy blue. Yeah.
I'm thinking adding some character too, almost like when you're walking down a hallway in a movie theater and you have like the upcoming movies, you're walking down the hallway and left to right are moments in time of the best Champions League moments.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you're better at this than me. Yeah, no, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking like I was gonna say holograms of the best moments, but I don't know if AI can create that. So maybe like
like in Star Wars, like the blue holograms. Oh my gosh, that'd be so cool.
Holograms are the greatest moments in Champions League history. Let's go with that as you're walking through the tunnel. So we walk out on the pitch. What is the stands look like? I know there's some pictures, renderings of like, when you're looking down at the stadium, but like, what do the stands look like? What do the individual seats look like?
I mean, for sure, after like every, I don't know how many rows, maybe let's say like 10 rows, I guess. Like there's a vertical line going down. I've seen that in the photos, so we got to have that.
Mm-hmm. Should we
Maybe-
shape the seats like stars? Is that kind of weird? Almost star. That might be actually kind of uncomfortable. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I feel like it would look cool, but then people would see that and be like, "This doesn't look like it would be nice to sit
Also, like be pointy too, like you're sitting back.
in." Yeah,
yeah.
but maybe again, I'm getting repetitive with the stars, but maybe you could make like the overall color, like of the seats, white to kind of like shape a massive like star of the Champions League ball, and then make the rest of the seats, I don't know, navy blue.
Let's go with that. All right, now we're putting spectators into the stands. I just came up with this idea. You can pick any club in the world, spectators. Who are you putting in there?
Any club?
Occupy the main stand. Any club in the world, the best spectators.
If we want like the most electric atmosphere, from what I've seen, I love the Liverpool fans for sure, but I'm gonna have to throw in the Crvena Zvezda fans.
Do we need to keep this to Europe too? Now that I'm thinking it's the UEFA Champions League stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't really do
You
South
messed up
America,
there.
can I?
Yeah.
So who are you going
So
with?
how about? I know I want you to have a say as well, but I was thinking Crvena Zvezda, Red Star Belgrade.
Yeah,
Their fans are insane. Partisans as well, but I mean, they would definitely make an incredible atmosphere.
I'm gonna put the Celtic supporters in there.
Ooh, I think that's a good blend. I like that. Yeah.
That's a cool blend too. Okay, so we've done the dressing room, the players' tunnel. We know what the exterior looks like. We did the main stands. We occupied them with the fans. Now we got to go to the VIP lounge. Not only are we in the lounge, and we're going to talk about what that looks like, but who is in the VIP lounge? Like it has to be a global European superstar is in the VIP lounge as we walk in.
Okay. I mean, I mentioned Modric earlier, but he's for now a current player. But whenever you bring up a question like this, I immediately think of Zidane. So we got to throw him there.
Zidane's in there to welcome us. I think across from him is David Beckham.
Oh, for sure.
We're walking in the VIP lounge. David Beckham's in there. Zidane's in there. Now we're in the VIP lounge. I'm picturing like a star-shaped bar right in the middle, with the lights beaming, and like that's kind of like the main area, the bar, and people are standing around that.
Do they have any special cocktails?
They have special cocktails. Anything you want, best in class. Whatever Zidane would drink. I don't know.
I don't know what he would drink.
If he does drink.
Yeah. I guess Ronaldinho as well.
Ronaldinho's in there.
He would definitely liven up the party.
We need Ronaldinho in there. And then maybe let's put like a non-footballer in there. Anyone like European star. It's a tougher question.
That is very tough to think of on the spot. It has to be someone like a non-athlete completely.
Yeah, this is random, but because Man City won the Champions League last year, I'm going to say that we reunite Liam and Noel Gallagher, the two Oasis brothers, for a performance at the Champions League stage. A lot of Oasis fans would like that. Very random, but yeah.
I like that one, yeah.
Very specific. Talked about the general concourse area. Let's talk a little bit about that. Like we're walking down the general concourse area. This is where the majority of the fans are mixing. The Serbian fans, the Scottish fans. What's going on there? What does this look like?
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, I hope they would be well behaved. First of all, but I mean,
are we selling alcohol in our stadium?
You have to. With these fans, you have to.
We have to. Okay,
so yeah. So definitely, maybe not as luxurious of a bar as the VIP area, but definitely a nice place to maybe fetch some beer or some other drinks. What else? Maybe we could have like I mean, are we making the Champions League final Celtic versus Crvena Zvezda?
They're just in the stadium, so I guess it's the fictitious final. Yeah, this is all AI, so anything's possible.
I was gonna say if they're the ones in the final, which like would be an insane final to see in modern day football.
This is taking a turn I didn't expect. We're getting very detailed here. It was supposed to just be like specific little things. No, I don't mind it at all. I just hope that AI, you guys are seeing the images now as we talk, are doing a good job creating this.
Okay, well, I was gonna say like we could have like some massive bar like in a big common room,
Yeah.
but then have like both of the club badges to the side of the bar,
I like
and then
that.
maybe and like everyone's allowed to mingle, but like technically it's like one side of fans is where the badge of the Crvena Zvezda fans are, and vice versa for Celtic.
Okay. All right, and is there a barrier separating the two back out in the general concourse area? Or are they kind of mixed?
You see, that's the thing. If they behave well, we wouldn't need that. It would be nice to see them mingle, I feel like that's the beauty of the final. Like you're celebrating that, both teams have made it that far. Assuming that this match is a final, but like whenever I see that stadium, that's what I think of.
This is the final. This is a final.
Yeah.
For the final, it needs to be the grandest stage. And where is the stadium located too? You see it up on the hill in the city surrounding with the lights beaming. Where is it located, Izak?
That is such a good question. Like in my head, I want to say something like Dubai, but it has to be in Europe, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So we've already had a Champions League final there, but I'm going to say Istanbul.
I was thinking Istanbul too. It was between Istanbul or Athens. I think it's in Athens.
Athens is also a good shout.
I just think it needs to be like a core of like culture, like somewhere where there's a lot of culture, history, right? Like and just something kind of regal.
Yeah, but then at the same time, if we're putting it in Istanbul, and we've already chosen Crvena Zvezda and Celtic fans, I mean, now we're going too far back. I was going to say, if we're having Turkey, we got to have the Galatasaray or Besiktas fans,
Put it in Glasgow. I'm not putting like it. Yeah. Yeah, I like those two locations. So we have to pick one. Let's go. I'm gonna go with Istanbul. I think there's been great finals in Istanbul over the years, especially if you're Liverpool. So
there has, and I mean it's a beautiful city. So I feel like it would just kind of, wherever this massive stadium could fit. I mean, I feel like it would just be a gorgeous surround.
What about Portugal though? Like, what about Lisbon? Or
that would be.
What about Celtic won in Lisbon back in '67, which is why I pointed it out. So there's some meaning behind that too.
Well, okay. Lisbon is a beautiful city, man. But when I see this stadium, Lisbon feels like not the right fit for it, in my opinion.
Are you saying it just doesn't, it's not up to par to host the Champions League stadium?
I wouldn't say it's not up to par. Actually, for in this stadium for specific, I feel like it would be so. It doesn't fit with the rest of Lisbon, it doesn't fit with the rest of Lisbon, if that makes sense.
What we've described is like it's not like somewhat generic. It's like what we think this Champions League stadium would look like, but it's more of like what the Champions League represents and embodies. And that's why I think Istanbul, which is kind of like a melting pot of culture and history, I almost feel like that's where it has to be. Yeah,
I agree. And it just, the way the city's laid out, I haven't been there yet, but from pictures I've seen and what people tell me about it, I mean, it just feels like you could find a good spot for this stadium. All
right, guys, you heard it. Here's Izak's and mine. This is our choice. This is what the stadium looks like. Let it roll. Check it out. Let us know in the comments what you think. Is this a stadium that you would want to attend? And do you think this final will ever happen? All right, guys, take care.
Oh, that'd be crazy.